Stage diving, crowd killing, mosh pits can all be incredibly dangerous, and that's a lesson we've unfortunately learned again the hard way thanks to a trophy eyes accident. Hey neighbor, welcome back to Beyond ARTV. My name is John. We have some sad news to talk about today. A young fan was severely injured at a Trophy Eyes concert due to the lead singer John Florini stage diving during their first song of their set. The singer, who is close in height to me, I'm 6'6", I think he's around 6'5", 6'6" himself. He dove off of the stage during their song Blue-Eyed Boy. And a fan named Bird was severely injured in the sense that it's a spinal cord injury, a pretty severe one, and there's been a GoFundMe set up. I'm going to link to that in the description. I've chipped in myself, and I encourage you to do the same if you're able to. This is a life-altering injury. If you or someone that you love has had any kind of neck, spinal cord, back injury like that, you know how serious it is, but let's go ahead and watch the clip. Very little warning, as you can see. It was the person with the pink hair. He's being hoisted up, but John is a big guy. And I think as big guys, we have to have this responsibility and situational awareness about us. Of course, getting caught up in the music is one thing, but I think it's really important to note that Mohawk Palace, or Mohawk Place, the venue in Buffalo, New York, has a strict policy against crowd surfing and stage diving. And as you can see right here in the clip, John jumps off the stage immediately during their first song. Very little warning, just kind of twists and hurls. And of course, if you go to pop punk shows, hardcore shows, whatever it might be, this is very common, but I have never been a fan of this. In fact, I will go as far as to say that I hate it. I hate crowd killing. I'm not a fan of stage diving. Of course, certain venues that do allow it, that's up to you. If you sign up for that, if you go to the show, you kind of know the risk that you're taking on there. And while a lot of people will argue, well, a lot of places have no stage diving policies, but everyone knows that's just for legal shit and everyone does it anyways. No, fuck you. Bird suffered a catastrophic spinal cord injury while attending a concert on April 30th and had to undergo an extensive surgery. A long road to recovery ahead, and will need all the financial help that they can get. This is something that obviously you can see on the side there, a top donation, Trophy Eyes, $5,000. $5,000 is one thing, and of course the band looked very shaken up. Of course they were. I'm not saying that they're sociopathic monsters and that John Florini has no sense of responsibility here at all. I'm sure it's something that's gotten to him, but the fact remains unchanged that this person's life is altered forever because of a rule that you chose to break as a person in a place of authority, really. When you're the lead singer of a band, you're up there on stage, you kind of have this director's role where you have to make sure to a certain extent that people are safe. And I think some people are going to disagree with me on that. Some people are going to call me a pussy and say, like, come on, bro, it's a concert. Like, you signed up for this. This is what you're going to get. And I'm like, nobody signs up for getting punched in the face. Nobody signs up for getting jumped on by a 200-pound guy. I don't know his exact weight, but I'm just trying to make a point here and say that I myself have been injured at shows being even nowhere near the front due to very heavy crowd surfers. And the reason why I feel incredibly passionate about this is because my wife is very lucky to have not received a life-altering injury. And there is an article to prove it here. In 2014, she attended the Parks and Devastation tour. It's a day to remember, Motionless in White, and Bring Me the Horizon. And during Bring Me's set, I asked my wife for some of the details. She said that people were going really, really crazy, really hard. As you can see in the article here, 40 treated. She was one of those 40 treated. 10 hospitalized during concert. He was a part of that. He was a factor. But in addition to that, there were people who should not have been crowd surfing that were crowd surfing. And someone who she estimates to be the size of an NFL player, very tall, probably close to 300 pounds, was crowd surfing and landed directly on her neck. It came down hard. He fell because obviously people were unable to hold up and support his weight. fell directly on her neck and stayed compressed on there for about 10 seconds before people could get it off. And while she's lucky enough to have escaped somewhat unscathed, she still has neck problems to this day. It's because these accidents keep happening, and they're going to keep happening until people learn to not do this to each other. I mean, I think crowd killing is the stupidest fucking thing in the world, and it happens even at pop punk shows. We were at a Wonder Years concert in Charlotte last year, and there was a dude going crazy drunk in the crowd, punching people. I had to step in front of my wife. I got punched in the back because he was going so hard punching. I know I got a little heated and distracted there, but getting back to the Trophy Eyes response to all of this, they tweeted out the link and on Instagram as well, shared the link to the GoFundMe, and they gave the following statement. As the result of a tragic accident on the night of April 30th, a Trophy Eyes fan was injured at our Buffalo show. We elected to immediately shut down the show as John accompanied them to the hospital with their family. Out of respect for the family, we have refrained from speaking about this publicly so far, but with the blessing of their family, we are now able to say how truly heartbroken we are to be here now. Our friend Bird is now in recovery, but still has a long road ahead for them. GoFundMe has been set up now by their family. You can donate below, which again, I encourage you to do. This situation has shaken us all to our core, and we ask for patience while we look to help Bird navigate this difficult time. Please keep Bird in your thoughts. We remain in close contact with them, and we'll expand on this as new news arrives. Yours faithfully, Trophy Eyes. This is something that seems a bit strange to me because it's missing one big thing, and that big thing is an apology. I don't see an I'm sorry anywhere in there. And again, this could be for legality, for legal reasons. They can only say so much. But it does remind a lot of people of this top reply that I actually remember seeing on Instagram myself back in the day. Somebody had this comment and they reply, "Fuck you," to not feeling safe, against the current opening for Trophy Eyes or something like that. People having a panic attack because they felt very unsafe. And of course, there is a fine line between concert etiquette and knowing what you're getting into. But just the reply now really leaves a bad taste in the mouth, because replying "fuck you" to someone who comes to a show saying that they got kicked in the head, or else they're trying not to get kicked in the head and they don't feel safe at all. Of course, the person could have elected to leave until, the person that they wanted to see came on, or whatever the case may have been. But still, it seems very cold-hearted, and especially now, knowing that John has done this many times. I've seen Trophy Eyes live 3 times, and John did stage dive one of those times. It was at the Greensboro show with the Blind Tiger. It's something that didn't have a bad result then, of course, because maybe the person was ready for it. But on the first song of your set, you're coming out stage diving. It just seems to me to be so unnecessary, so excessive. And a blue-eyed boy, maybe you're feeling yourself. Maybe you're feeling the song or whatever. But you can see this person right here in the pink. You can see Bird. And then John lands directly on the neck there. And that is a life-altering injury. The show's over, and they played a show the next night in Cleveland, too. It didn't alter the tour at all. Of course, there's commitments and some things, but it just, I don't know, something about the entire situation didn't sit right with me, and I really just wanted to sit down and talk about it. My heart and thoughts sincerely go out to Bird. I know this young fan was just becoming like a runner. They were getting into a lot of things in their young life that were seeming very promising, and it all seems to have been cut down in a way, and who knows what the outcome is going to be. We're just going to hope and pray that the doctors are able to do a lot for them to help them recover. So at this time, I would encourage you, no matter how you feel, to be kind to the victim in this situation, and let's just be better to each other, especially at concerts. Thank you for hearing me out. I appreciate you watching. Even if you don't fully agree with my take, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit that like button and share this out with someone. Of course, you can check out more of my content on screen, and I'll see you soon.